All right, warriors, gather around. Let's do a breathing exercise for 5 seconds where we're going to breathe in deep together, hold it, and then release. And it's only to provide a loop interrupter for this video's sake. And it's up to you if you want to apply it as a lifestyle change whenever you're being provoked. Because if anything, you need to learn this much. Damn it, you got to learn to say no. That needs to become a part of your vocabulary, and it needs to become a full sentence. You don't entertain it with reason. You see, when you're dealing with narcissists, they argue for reactions only. And if it means a negative reaction, they're fine with it, because all that means to them is they still have rent-free space in your mind. They get to cohabitate in your gray matter, rent-free. All they got to do is remind you, hey, I exist. Hey, I can provoke you. Hey, you can't hide from me. I know where you stay. I know where you go. Nah, warriors. You want to impress me? I'll fart. You tell me what I had for breakfast. Aside from that, loser, get the fuck away. Let's talk about tactics. Let's talk about how we can fight narcissists, but be able to keep composure. Look, we're going to keep it raw, we're going to keep it true, and understand the shit I'm sharing with you is tried and proven. I'm using it on the daily. Oh, dang it, I wish y'all could just spend a week with me, or a month. You know, in the great outback. Because I'm just as mesmerized as anyone else when it comes to city people and dwelling and all that kind of crap. You don't get used to it. It's just, it's dry comedy. Because everyone is independently thinking for themselves, even in relationships. No one trusts nobody. It's a shit show. I need you to be able to successfully defend yourself and fight off narcissists head on if the time ever comes. And we're going to share that. But first, let's do this breathing exercise, man. Because I need you to be able to use that first before you can engage in any kind of way. And understand, the only point you're trying to make to narcissists is this: I see through you. And since it's that false self-image they're protecting, all you're letting them know is keep fucking with me and I'm gonna expose you. It's that simple. And you're gonna throw trigger warnings their way. It's kind of like a warning shot off the bow, but doing it in a way where you're not a target. In fact, you're feared. You're put from one list to another, or as narcissists would say, from one to another, and they're going to try and forget about you quick like. Oh, they might get cursed, but they're not going to pursue you. And that's the end goal, man. And if it means you have to allow narcissists to believe they're winning when they're losing, then by all means. Boo-boo, you know the level of dumbassery that you're dealing with. And you can make that decision all by yourself. It's more better bestest, because each narcissist is custom. And man, you just never know when one is one rejection from total snap, making headline news. And as times are getting tougher, I need you to be able to use this 5 seconds, this 5 Mississippis, this breathing exercise, so that you lower your own temperament and not be so damn reactive, so shock and awe, and you become logical. 5 seconds. Come on, let's do this together. Release slowly. All right. Shake that shit off, y'all. Look, I've told y'all about walking around with a pack of bubble gum in your pocket. It's as simple as a loop interrupter to provide a brain fart, to be able to provide yourself a way to exit gracefully or with laughter. Either way, I use both. Always have. I mean, it's kind of like doing the hey man, when someone's talking shit, someone's lying, and you know it, and folks are thinking, man, when's Chico gonna teach this one? I'll throw that damn gum right down. Wherever we happen to be, I'll throw that down, and I'll say, hey, I'm just gonna put this right here, because I smell shit, and it's either coming out of somebody's mouth or somebody just farted. And it's at that point I can walk my own ass away. Like I smelt something because I heard it. And so there's ways to cause a break in conversations or conversations to allow you your exit. Be comfortable with whom it is you are becoming and embrace that, because it's something you should have been when you were a young adult. You were deprived of this knowledge, this information, big ass fucking secret. And warriors, one of the main things is this, and I want you to just drop what you're doing, look at me. Because this one here is like a silver bullet. It's narcissist kryptonite. And you're gonna see a change, like they've been dethroned immediately. Because it triggers them. And let me tell you why. As most of you can agree, I venture to say at least 90% of us grew up in insane asylums. And their first real, authentic connection was in the womb with a sociopath, a psychopath, or a narcissist. Many born after 1970s, 60s and 70s, were born to a mother with addictions. Because that was a free love time. A lot of acid being dropped, a lot of coke, a lot of everything. So we got broken homes, broke people, procreating. And so many of us, because of this abuse, the main attention getter, as you're growing up, the first grooming exercise is to call you by your full, real birth name. Are you listening? Narcissists will totally change, like a chameleon, a shapeshifter, as if they're being addressed by the abuser, but with the tail between their legs. I'm serious. Call them out by their name 3 times and watch them bolt. I have no idea why. I'm just guessing, because understand, I'm not a clinician. I'm by no means an expert, but I do divvy out consequence and karma on the daily. Just testing out maneuvers, tactics. Because look, even if you miss on one, there's always another one. You will always be given opportunities to refine your own tactics. And it's just going to become a part of you, a lifestyle. Another thing to consider is this. Remind them that you're going to stick to the subject. It doesn't matter what kind of wordplay, what kind of games you're going to try and play to change the subject radically. You're going to stick to the subject. You're going to answer my question. It's a yes or no. I don't expect you to write a book or tell me a story. I need an answer. And you get them online, on the subject, and you get them to understand who's controlling the conversation. Warriors, another thing is don't show fear. This is so key. Don't show fear. If you feel you're going to show fear, then don't go tangling in that playground. This is where you need to make an adulting ass decision. Because sometimes your silence and absence is the best remedy. Warriors, because I'm gonna be honest with you. When you're calling out narcissists, sociopaths, or psychopaths out on their deception, you need to be very, very careful, because they don't forget. That shit's stored in that little bean of a fucking brain. It will take care of the negative and never forget, like an elephant. They don't forget. It's a transaction that needs to be revenged, avenged. You know, it's because they personalize even you being a critic. You could be giving positive reinforcement on negative attention, and you mean well, and the more you try and explain it, you start to rationalize this fool's getting more matteristis. The more betteristis, I'm trying to explanate. And even if you bring it down to baby talk, you soon realize this person done split. The personality went from friend to foe immediately, and nothing you can change is going to change that reality, because you personally attack them. This is how they're going to see it. So don't be rushed or pressured into confrontation without using logic first. And if you're going to use logic, it should engage you to understand. It's even biblical. If you're going to correct or reprimand or set your brother straight, do it with 2 or more witnesses. Are you listening? Don't take my word for it. Go to Google search and type it in, and it will pop up the biblical, the book, the chapter, and the verse. Read it in context, and always understand there's safety in numbers, but no one can argue the testimony of 2 additional people. This is not going to change the narcissist. They're still going to be liars. They're still going to be cheaters. They're still going to gaslight, and they're still going to project. This is a mental disorder. This can't be fixed. You can't perform that kind of miracle, boo-boo. That part of the brain, ya no mas. It ain't there no more. It atrophied. That shit done shriveled up like a raisin. All you need to do is identify and step away from it. Put a piece of gum on the counter when the deception shows itself, and let it be known, I smell shit. Either it's coming out of somebody's mouth or somebody farted. Find your way out. Warriors, the thing that you need to understand is the power of no. It's the beginning and ending, and it doesn't require you to defend it. It doesn't require a reason, an explanation. That's how powerful no is. And knowing that narcissists are going to treat you horribly after the discard, can you imagine the horror waiting for you if they have to come back and beg for reconciliation, a word they can't even fucking spell? If they have to come back because you're beneath them and beg you, oh, they're going to be pissed because you were supposed to be chasing them to begin with. You're supposed to be elated that they came back to give you another chance. But see, you're going to remind them of the power of no. With no explanation. Oh, hell no. Hell to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, no. That's what I'm saying. Don't make me stomp. 2 snaps in a circle. Shit. And look, what's hidden in the dark, you know good and well, comes to the light. It's not going to be hid for long. Narcissists need the credit for the genius plan that failed. And in trying to predict how you were going to self-sabotage your own life and it not happening, you see, they had to start creating catastrophes to make it look like now they're the victim. You're picking on them. And the truth ends up coming out by their very pimp, their handlers, or the flying monkeys. In this case, I'm going to tell you a joke about a parrot. A flying monkey. This parrot, check this out. Give you an idea of what happens in the dark comes to the light in sinister ways. I wanted to say sinister. Check this out. There's a handicapped parrot. For whatever reason, this parrot couldn't keep its mouth shut, so it lost its legs. The owner got fed up. This damn parrot couldn't keep a secret. He figured he'd cut his legs and just discard this parrot. Well, passerby felt sorry for the parrot. It would hobble along on a special log. Because it had no legs, the only way it could prop up and perch was with its pecker. He'd wrap that thing around the log and he'd just sit there. But he couldn't move, he'd just sit there. Guy takes his parrot home. Comes back after work one evening, finds his parrot, knocked smooth out. He's picking this parrot up, he's giving it air, he's trying to pump it up a little bit. Finally it comes to life. He goes, man, what happened to you? Parrot says, well, your girlfriend showed up with a guy named Rodney. What? Tell me more. He said, well, Rodney was standing there. She ripped his clothes off. What? You got to be lying. Parrot said, nope, I've seen it all. What else happened? He said, well, I'll tell you what. Then he grabbed her, tore her clothes off. Then what happened? I said, well, shit, I think he bent her over. He said, what you mean you think? He said, I can't remember a thing after that. Warriors, y'all might think this is funny as shit because he fell smooth over, but he ratted out the truth. Comes out in sinister ways. Now I want you to Google on YouTube parrot snitches. And you're going to pop up what happened in real life in a court of law where a parrot tells the truth. And this dude ends up being convicted. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's for murder. All hell to the now. Hell to the now. Can't remember this. If you remember anything from these damn videos, remember the coup de grace, kryptonite to narcissists. Say my name, say my name. Say their damn name. And I'm talking like forceful. Full name. and watch everything change. And they'll catch themselves, and you'll see the shift immediately go from aggressive, soft, and they shake it off, and then they're aggressive again. And you say their name again, and they're going to look at you again. By the third time, because no matter what they say, no matter what's going on, you're going to just continue to say their name. By the third time, they're going to leave you the hell alone. If I'm right, please make a remark. If you've tried it, please come back, make a remark. If it saved your ass, send me $1 or a donut. Thank you. I wish a bitch would. Next. All right, warriors, it's never goodbye. It's always until next time. Thanks for all of your support. And please don't forget to subscriptions. Subscriptions. It's good for you. Golden nuggets everywhere. Just gotta go back and pick them up. Visit the library. The answers you seek are right there. Namaste.